Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Rise Up, a Be Me Being. Today I want to speak about relationships. I've been speaking to people about relationships, losing a relationship and how damaging it is and how it makes somebody feel. But one of the most important things is this. This is what I discovered through understanding relationships. It is part of a pathway. It is a process to understand. And let's say, if you believed in past lives, let's say that you do have to keep coming back here to understand what would be the most important thing to understand? Surely it would be relationships. Now, I hear a lot of people talk about, but I love them and they love me, but they're arguing, they're fighting, they're bringing out the demon within them. It's all negative stuff and they attack each other. You know, we've all been in that situation at some point in our lives. But is that love? So we have to question, what is love in a relationship? And of course, you could say love in a relationship is accepting somebody for who they are. Is that true? Does that work for you? So let's say they're a narcissist. So is love accepting that they are a narcissist and they do the things that they do? And you've got this energy that says, yes, but I love them. Is that love? No, it's not. Because love doesn't do that. Love doesn't argue. Love doesn't fight. But can you handle the truth? This is the thing. Now, we've heard a lot of people turn around and say, you know, you've got to let go. You've got to break free. You've got to let them go off and do whatever it is that they want to do. But you can't because you're locked in the energy. Now, I spoke to some people that it's been years now because what you're fighting over is something that you once had. Which means when you meet somebody and you fall in love with them, what happens is that there is no fear between you and them. You don't fear them, and that's why you love them. But once fear starts to affect the relationship, what's it going to do? It's going to bring up the past, isn't it? Maybe you may say something like, oh, you're just the same as the last ones and all men are the same or all women are the same. So something's going on, isn't it? But what you're fighting over is energy. The energy that you once had with a person and now you don't have that energy with that person right now. So you're fighting to be able to get that energy back. And for people that have split up and you want to get back, one of the big reasons why you do want to get back is because you can't stand the pain. And so therefore you think by going back with them, everything could be okay, you'll get on, and so therefore you'll be out of pain. But how many times can that happen? And how many times did it happen when you actually did go back and for a day, 2 days, maybe a week, maybe a month, things were just great. But then the negative energy starts to come in, the trust levels start to change. But most importantly, it's always about energy. We all love energy. It's one of the greatest things because without it, none of us exist, right? So we love the energy of feeling good and we love the energy of being loved. We love the energy of caring for somebody or understanding somebody. We all do. We all crave that stuff. And so rightfully so. Why not? The whole world is looking for love. But I live in a world that there's not a lot of it going on, is there really? When you stop and think about it, what is love? One of the things I thought love was being a laugh, having great fun, having excitement. But of course, we know it doesn't last. And so therefore, the energy raises up because it's fantastic and your body feels amazing, right? That is the best form of healing there is. But once you lose that energy, what happens? Energy goes down, pain starts to affect your emotions, mainly in the stomach area, or you drive yourself mentally crazy because you just can't stop thinking about somebody, because you want to make something right, because you want to get out of pain. But what if I was to turn around and say that on a past life, now I'm not 100% with the past life thing because you can't sort of prove that. I have my theory behind that. So let's say it is about past life and God, let's say, turns around and says, well, no, you're going to have to go back down until you get this right. So what is it that we've got to get right? Well, between man and woman, or man and man, or woman, just love, relationships, right? Let's just call it relationship, either way. If you treat somebody cruelly, then surely you would die and you would go over into the spirit and say, well, you really did treat that person horrible, didn't you? So would you like to go back and maybe try again? Because what we've got going on here is the relationship with everybody, whether it's a relationship to your mum and dad, whether it's a relationship to your boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it's a relationship to your cat and dog, what is the relationship? So the relationship is all about trying to understand its naturalness. And one of the things that I have discovered through a process of understanding what relationships are, we spend a lot of time arguing over something ridiculous, something stupid, something that somebody said. And 9 times out of 10, when somebody says something, what's the answer to that? They go, oh my God, I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry to say, but you did mean to say that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said that. So, that's not true, is it? So, therefore, if you're saying something, it means you really do want to say something. And 9 times out of 10, you're saying it to get back at them because you want to hurt them as much as you are hurting. Makes sense, right? But here's what I found out. I think your spiritual journey is gauged upon the ability to understand what is relationships. Now, I'm at the place within my process, which means, I've gone through the marriage, went through the divorce, and of course, there's a lot of hatred there because somebody that you loved has let you down, so now I hate you for that. Why do I hate them? It's because they've changed my future, which meant that little story that I had going off in my head that this would last forever and I'm happy to be with this person forever isn't going to happen. So what happens is insecurity comes in because your future has just been destroyed. So love is an energy where you feel good because maybe somebody made you feel good. But I had to look at that choice and say, okay, how comes when I'm in a relationship I feel this great? How comes when I'm not in a relationship I feel this bad? It's the same me, but something is missing, and that's called a relationship. So therefore, we crave a relationship because we crave the energy to feel loved and to love. That's what's going on. But if you keep fighting and you can't make amends, you have to ask yourself this, can it be healed? Now, here's the strange one, but I'm going to say it to you because it's been my truth. And this is what I discovered is the more that the arguing was going on, what that was doing was saying, move on, just move on. And every time I've moved on, I've been rewarded. One way or another, I've been rewarded. It's like as if God or spirit or the universe, whatever you want to call it, it says, well done. You haven't left yourself in torture. You haven't tortured that person any more than the torture that has been going on. You've literally walked away from the fight. And so therefore, we shall reward you with the next part of your story. And so therefore, someone else comes into your story and it gives you another chance to understand what is the gift of relationship. Now, the gift of relationship truly is about your spiritual journey. It's about awakening from your emotions. And each person that you meet, have you not noticed that they bring out something in you? Now, they may bring the best out of you, but they can also bring the worst out in you. Now, I also realize that both are a gift. And I know it sounds crazy, But for someone to bring out the pain from inside of me, that's a gift. So therefore, who sent that person to me? Is it by coincidence or is it destiny? I'm going to say destiny, because what I discovered is there is no coincidences. I didn't find Beamism and understand Beamism by luck. There were certain coincidences that it seemed that was going on that you would say, wow, that's funny, that's weird, that's a coincidence. No. When you start to understand the soul's journey, you're dealing with a partner or a relationship from a soul level. So I can now turn around and say that I can love somebody in my life. And you know why? Because I know they've been sent. So in the soul's journey, our two families have met before, not because of a past life, nothing to do with my past life at all, but it is the past life of our ancestors. And I've proven, fact, documented that that is true. Now, that's taken me a long time to understand that, but because my process of understanding the relationships, I was then ready to receive such information. Now, the relationships that you're going through, yes, I know it's painful. I went through exactly the same pain, and it is very painful. I'd rather fight 3 guys than go through an emotional turmoil with a relationship that I was in love for. I couldn't believe the pain. Can it be healed? Yes, it can. I've proved it. And so therefore, in the next relationship I had, it seemed like it was a test to see whether or not I'd actually healed myself from the emotional pains from the other relationships that I didn't understand. Pain comes because you don't understand the relationship that is in front of you. You don't understand the relationship and why they say the things that they do. But, as I said, when you know that person has been assigned to you, they have been sent to you, you start to see things in a completely different way. And that is me. Being a human man, I saw things the way that a human man does. When I started to understand and the human side of me started to fall away and I started to adapt to the new way of understanding the Be Me way, then I started to understand that that relationship in front of me was also a Be Me, right? A spiritual, soulful being that's having a journey. I'm being the Be Me. Forget me being a man, because a man is filled with all the emotions and feels that he has to control everything. As a Be Me being, I dropped all essence of control, and I just thought, I'm not here to fight anymore. I can't do it anymore. It's just ruining my life, and it's ruining somebody else's life. And because I know of the spirit world 100%, I did not want to go into the spirit world, and my guide or even one of my ancestors said to me, what on earth was you playing at? Let's have a look at what you've done. Let's have a look at this so-called love relationship. And you look at it from a different viewpoint now, and you look at it and you think, oh my God, I did nothing but destroy them, but I used the excuse that that was called love. No. It's not called love. Love is completely different. Love isn't actually emotional. Love has got a strange feeling of emptiness, and that emptiness is what you would call a peacefulness, because that's what emptiness means. There is a peacefulness within the relationship because you're now starting to truly understand why that person has been sent. So in the first parts of understanding the process of being a human being, it's just a relationship, right? You've just met them for whatever reason, maybe because you was lonely. That's one of the reasons, right? But then after a while, I started to understand that there was something else here that was going on. So then it became more of a healing relationship, which meant there was something in that relationship that needed healing. There was something in me that needed healing. And so therefore we'd met to understand the power and the gift of healing. So now I'm not looking at a relationship through the eyes of being a human being. I'm now looking through the eyes of a relationship on understanding healing. And that's why I do understand the power and the gift of understanding what healing is all about. It's healing the relationships. Once that part of a relationship had been done and no more could be done, I then moved on. The next relationship came in, and then that became more of a soulful relationship. So now I'm seeing through the eyes of a soul. My soul is now seeing the soul of another. So there is something else there that is going on in the relationship. So that was a whole new story. Then, when I got through that soulful relationship, the next relationship that came was messenger level. So now, the new relationship, she's a messenger. And I'm in the Be Me way, which means I'm delivering a message, I'm speaking about the message. What is this relationship saying to me? And by being aware and acute and to listen with a clear mind, the message would come through the lips of that relationship. And it is unbelievable. So therefore, what do I mean by a messenger relationship? It means this. I put a message out. I want an answer to that message for some form of direction or some form of help. So the spirit world then says, okay, I'll send you somebody. You'll have to wait for that somebody. Could be a week, could be a month, could be 10 years. Sometimes it was that. So within 10 years, someone comes in, and because I'm very aware, she delivers the very message that I've been waiting for. And so therefore, I can honour that person because, again, I know she has been sent. So therefore, that gives me more strength within my message, which lets me know that the goal of the soul, and to understand the importance of who we are, to understand the evolution of our species, is to understand what is love. But if man and woman, or man and man, girl and girl, are not getting on, we're nowhere near it. We're nowhere near evolving this planet as a nation of loving beings because our education is wrong. So as you know, I bring Beamism. Beamism is the healing of understand the most important thing, which is the heart of a relationship. The relationship to myself, the relationship to somebody else, but most importantly, the relationship to this planet. So to understand love, the greatest form of relationship that you can fall in, and everyone's missed it, is this kingdom. When you can fall in love with this kingdom, then you will understand what your relationships are all about. My name is Trevor Owsley. I'll see you on the other side. Take care.